Hey guys, it's your weather girlie Shania, and welcome to my podcast, Shania Beyond the Sky, where I explore and discover all things meteorology and earth science. Today is Weather Wednesday. So, this is my first podcast episode, and today you are going to learn a little about me and why I chose weather. Why did I pick to do a weather podcast, and why is it important to me? What inspired me, and what is there to look forward to in my future podcasts? So stay tuned. I am Shania Fornellier, as I said before, and I am 20 years old, currently studying at COSTAT, doing my bachelor's degree in mass communications, and I would like to become a meteorologist in the future. So this is sort of like a forum where I can have a portfolio of me and my weather skills and growing and learning and getting better at what I do. So I chose to be a meteorologist, and I want to be a meteorologist because I always like talking. Like I could talk a lot. I always like talking, and I always liked geography, and one thing that really interests me about geography was like weather, because it's so fascinating just looking up at the sky. Like right now I'm looking up at the sky and the clouds are moving, the wind is blowing the clouds away. Like that's so crazy. It's so crazy because you look up and there's this big portal of blue, and there's so much beyond just what we see. There's a lot of weather systems, atmospheric changes. A tornado could come out of nowhere, not here though, but and just now you'll be seeing the sun shining, and then 20 minutes later, rain falling. How does lightning work? How does thunder work? And these are the questions that I always wanted to know, and I found them out, and I just want to know more and more and more, because I have not experienced all of the weather systems, like snow. I have never experienced snow or a blizzard. I've never experienced a tornado, although I saw a mini tornado with sand before, but not like a massive huge tornadoes like what they have in the US. And I've never experienced hail before. I've never experienced sleet before. I've never experienced many weather systems before, and I just want to I will be getting into people's experiences on these weather events, and telling stories, and there's a lot to look forward to in this podcast. And I am doing a series called Disastrous Weather Events, and it's an 8-part series where I go through every week. On Weather Wednesdays, I go through all of the different weather events, like disastrous hurricanes and floods, volcanoes. Well, volcanoes is not really a weather event, but it still affects weather. It's earth science. So tornadoes, droughts, and so on. So there's a lot to look forward to, and my outlook for this channel and podcast is just I want to see how far I can get. I really want to see how far I can get, especially being someone new in media. Although I have been studying it for a few years, I'm just dipping my toes into it to see how it really is and experiencing it from a first hand standpoint, because I am not really a social media person like on a regular day-to-day basis. I'm not really a social media person, and I had to go and create a social media just to do this. So I want to see how far it goes, and hopefully it does well, and I can use this as a way to boost my career and really engage with a lot of weather, because even before this I know I want to be a meteorologist, but I haven't been doing what I need to do. So hopefully this holds me accountable to actually do the digging that I need to do in order for me to be a meteorologist. And I am planning to go and study meteorology in Barbados, CIMH, Caribbean Institute for Meteorology and Hydrology, and having a little stepping stone in that process is always good. So, this is one thing that has always fascinated me about weather, like lightning and thunder. So, light always comes before sound. So anytime I see lightning, I always know there is thunder to come. So when I was in Form 1, my math teacher was in class, and we had a little rain, and there was lightning, and then thunder burst, and everybody in class was screaming. And then the teacher told us that light always comes before sound. So when you see lightning, thunder most likely will come after, and you can count the seconds between the lightning and thunder, and then you can see how far away the rain is. So I never forgot when she told me that, and every single time I see lightning, I always count how much seconds after the thunder comes, and it's actually so crazy. Like, so another thing too, lightning is very dangerous. Although I love rainy weather, and it's just so cozy because I like to stay inside, but although I really like rainy weather, lightning is very scary, and I don't like lightning and thunder in the night. I could tolerate a rainy day, but during the night, that's a different story, because I get scared. That's actually scary, because at a time I was sleeping, and the rain wasn't even falling, and it just had lightning and thunder back to back to back, and I was like, what is actually going on here? I couldn't sleep because the lightning was so bright. My whole room was lighting up, and the thunder was so loud. And that hasn't happened in a very long time. Most of the times it happens is during the day. And it had a time I actually saw lightning strike down on the ground in front of my house. And that is actually crazy. That was a crazy experience, and it made like a little zap sound. And why does lightning happen? We'll learn about it more in other podcasts. And there's so much to talk about with so much weather events and so much more topics. So we'll get to that in later episodes. Well, that's a wrap for this podcast today. Stay tuned for next week's Weather Wednesday episode, and look out for more daily weather updates every single day. Follow my Instagram at ShaniaBeyondTheSky_, and don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe so that you can be a part of this little community. Bye, guys.